Hello guys and welcome to this new video. Today I've got something very cool. I think I say that a lot, but I'm just going to open the hood and show you, because I think this will be interesting for a lot of people who maybe live in Germany or in other countries where it's pretty strict with the modifications for the cars, or maybe for somebody who just wants to keep the OEM or OEM Plus look of their car. Obviously, you know, my car isn't OEM and it's also not OEM Plus, but this mod could be. So as you hopefully heard in the intro clips, I made another mod to my intake system. I showed you in the last video, you can check that up here, this pipe right here, which does get a little bit warm, but I have something planned for that too. And you can see down here, it looks pretty factory, but I don't know if you can see it. This isn't the standard induction pipe. I will put in a picture of the standard induction pipe and of my newly made induction pipe. And in those pictures you might be able to see the standard induction pipe, which connects the airbox to this intake elbow or this intake pipe in the fender. Has a pretty large restriction in it, like it goes down in the diameter and then increases the diameter until it meets the airbox. And I redesigned that part to have a straight diameter all the way through, which connects as factory. I now have the headlight in, the rear tail light in, because I'm not at home, but I don't know if you can see it. I can try to use my flashlight. This pipe just installs as the factory pipe does too. You can see it down there, and it also uses, don't know if that's visible, the same mounting point. So it works just as the factory part. Just take it out and put the new one in, and it works so good. I can't make any power claims, obviously, because I don't have a dyno at home. One day I will want to go on a dyno and see what the engine does, but I'm not sure if this really has any power effect. I mean, theoretically, bigger diameter, more air equals more power, but I'm not sure. That's everything with these intake stuff, and the stock ECUs and everything doesn't always work like you would hope it to work. So but what it does is it gives you an excellent induction sound with this completely open pipe and the stock airbox and L stock intake, and then my improved intake pipe, which goes directly up to the front right here and not in like the original one did. It goes up to here. It is pretty close to your ear, so yeah, it really gives you an amazing induction sound, and it really is a lot louder than the factory pipe. So that's really a great improvement, and it makes driving the MRS so much more fun. So yeah, I can highly recommend this mod for everybody who wants to keep the intake as factory as possible. I will show in a future video, which will be the third part to this intake mod videos, how to modify the airbox, because there's still something to get out of the stock airbox, and maybe a fourth video about isolation and stuff like that, because as you can see, what I still find not that effective is that the hot coolant is exactly next to the intake pipe and heats up this like separated compartment from the intake, where here is warm air, here is colder air, and still there's the hot coolant inside it. I'm thinking about isolating whether the coolant reservoir. You can give me your thoughts on that, if that could do any bad, but I don't think keeping the heat in the coolant back here isn't any problem, because my car hasn't had any overheating issues, like coolant wise. An oil cooler probably, but it could probably be useful, but coolant wise I haven't had any problems. So I think isolating the coolant reservoir and keeping this little bit of heat which comes out of it inside doesn't do any harm. But you can give your thoughts on that if you want. But what it does, it gives heat to the intake pipes and also to the aluminium pipe back there. So yeah, there could still be some improvements made, but yeah, so much about that. I'm pretty stoked with it. This pipe will also be in the shop available in the shop very soon. Not as I built it for my car. This is just a plastic pipe. This was just a prototype, but the final product which will be available will most likely be a carbon laminated part. So it will be very sturdy, also very good looking, I hope. Will look very clean. So if you want to grab one, stay tuned. I still need to a little bit more time to produce a prototype with that, but yeah, so much about that. There's just one thing I'm not that sure where it comes from. I don't know if maybe you've heard it in the videos, but in partial throttle, or maybe also when lifting the throttle, around from 2200 and 1700, not the whole RPM span in between, but only with these two, around these two yeah, RPMs, the car does a strange, like, zirping noise. I don't know, kind of sounds like the crickets. Is it called cricket? The things in the grass which make the sound, kind of like that. I'm not sure if you can hear it in the video, but that occurs just around these yeah, RPMs, and only in partial throttle or when completely lifting the throttle. So I'm not sure. I'm thinking something in my exhaust system is leaking. I've checked the intake system, that seems to be fine. Maybe it's also only resonance to one of these million like heat shieldings, but I'm not sure about that. If you have any ideas, feel free to leave them in the comments. It's always great to have yeah, multiple opinions on a problem like that, so it's easier to solve it, because on my own I haven't come to a very good conclusion yet. So yeah, but not to stretch out the video too much, I would say thanks for watching, and yeah, if you have any questions or comments, leave them below, and I would say I will see you in the next video. Bye!